Now with the NBA Finals now just starting and the season coming down to an end, these are my early predictions of some players that could end up being first-time All-Stars next season. Now keep in mind these are early predictions. Some of these players that I name might not do as good as I think they will next season. This is why it's early predictions, so keep that in mind. But before we start this video, make sure to like this video, go ahead and sub to the channel, and also sub to my TikTok. If you guys enjoy this content, go watch my other 3 videos, and let's get into it. Now, going into this 2025 season, Derek White was probably, I wouldn't say a lock to be an All-Star, but he was most definitely one of the guys that surprised me that did not make the All-Star team this year and also last year, knowing that last year was, I wouldn't say his breakout year, but his standout year. Well, this year, Derek White averaged 16.4 points per game, 4.5 rebounds per game, and 4.8 assists per game. And then last year, he averaged 15.2 points per game, 4.2 rebounds, and 5.2 assists. So kind of just one-upped each stat from last year. Now, I really think Derek White will probably end up being an all-star, probably a reserve, not a starter, just because since Jason Tatum is out with his injury and he will be out all the whole season next season, it gives Derek White a chance to show people what he's about. I know everybody is on Jaylen Brown about how he needs to be he needs to step up, he needs to do this, he needs to do that, but everybody's forgetting about Peyton Pritchard, all the other guys on that team, and I feel like Derek White is just such a 3-and-D guy. He's a really good such a 3-D guy, and he can dish out the ball. He's a really good point guard, and he can really contribute in big games, as we saw before. So I feel like if he just does that throughout the season while Tatum is gone, I wouldn't say, like I said, he wouldn't be an all-star starter, but he would most definitely be a reserve. Or if he doesn't make an all-star team, if one of the superstars get injured, like we've seen before, like Kevin Durant gets injured or Stephen Curry, one of those guys, I feel like Derek White would be the type of guy to get called up. And we've seen it before when Kawhi was injured back in the Team USA. They were thinking about calling up Derek White to play for him, but they ended up taking, I'm pretty sure it was Tyrese Halliburton, correct me if I'm wrong, or it was somebody. But yeah, we've seen Derek White before, and I feel like he's going to be an all-star. Now, Franz is the next person I have on this list. Franz probably has the best chance out of everybody on this video of making the All-Star team next year, even though he almost did this year. This year, he averaged 24.2 points per game, 5.7 rebounds per game, and 4.7 assists per game. Now, even though he is Orlando's second option behind Paolo Banchero, when Paolo is injured, he really knows how to make that team his team. And we've seen it this year when Paolo was out almost half of the season with his injury. We saw him make big clutch shots, one against the Lakers, and drop 30 back-to-back. Well, that's kind of a stretch, but we see him drop 30 at one point, average 30. He was really close to making the All-Star team this year, but ended up getting in an injury as the same injury as Paolo, and that's what stopped him from becoming an all-star. But next year, if he can stay healthy and play the same way he played this year, he has a really good chance of making that all-star team. Now, the next person I want to talk about is somebody that doesn't really get talked about their skill, but more of that they're on a very popular team. And that player is Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren this year averaged 15 points per game, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and shot 49% from the field. Chet is the real reason why OKC is a dynasty in the first place. Chet has been playing better every single game since the second round. He's been playing how he's been playing at the beginning of the season before his injury. He's been consistently getting 15 to 20 buckets and 3 blocks with his game multiple threes. He's only getting better. And I'm telling you, once he puts on that meat, once somebody gets him something, once he starts putting on muscle, then skinniness, I'm telling you, that dude is going to be a problem, and he has a really high chance of making that all-star team next season. Now, Jamal Murray is my next player that I feel like will make the all-star team next year. Now, to me, it's surprising that he has not made an all-star team yet, but also it's just kind of known. Jamal Murray this season averaged 21.4 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, and 6 assists per game. Holy tongue twister. Now, the Nuggets were in the same kind of stage the Bucks were in, where the Bucks were trading away and just moving away from the people that got him to good places, while the Denver Nuggets were losing people that got him to their good place. For example, like I said in my other video, if you want to go watch, I'm pretty sure that's the um, I'll put it up on the screen. But they kept on just trading away their players. Like I said, they traded away Chris Middleton. They traded away their coach that got them to the second seed. But what the Denver Nuggets problem was, they ended up just losing their players, except Peyton Watson. For the coach, you green as hell. I'm glad they fired you because you said you're going to keep Peyton Watson, and then you ended up trading him. Me personally, if I was Peyton Watson, the coach going to have to see me. That's personal. But then they ended up losing Contavious Caldwell-Pope to my Magic. Kind of wish he never got here. I was happy that when we got him, I was happy because the Magic never make a move. But now after seeing how this dude played, yeah, I just wish that we didn't make no moves this offseason, because what the hell was that doing this season? He didn't do anything. He was supposed to be a veteran three-point shooter. He could barely even crack 20 points per game, and he could barely even shoot the three ball. Now, to be honest, Jamal Murray is the second best player on the Nuggets. You can argue about Aaron Gordon. If we're talking about the playoffs, what we're talking about right now, Aaron Gordon is the best option. But overall, we all know Jamal Murray is the better option. But to be honest, Jamal Murray is just going to have to level up his game if they want to go back to contending in the playoffs. Everybody's just going to have to level up. They had young guys playing this whole playoffs and this whole season, so I can kind of see why they kind of fell down a bump a little bit. They had their guy Christian Braun and everybody and Peyton Watson playing. My fault. Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown was the guy that got traded. My fault, Peyton. But yeah, I feel like if they just do that, if Jamal Murray can kind of just level up his game. And I feel like he's mad inconsistent. I feel like that's just me, but I feel like he's mad inconsistent when it comes to the playoffs. When I just watch him play, I feel like he's mad inconsistent. But I feel like that's just me. But I feel like if they just do that, and I feel like Jamal Murray just kind of level up his game, because they gonna need somebody to help Jokic. He can't just do that shit by himself. I feel like he could be an all-star next season. Now at number 5 on the list is Mikal Bridges. I feel like Mikal Bridges has the best possibility behind Franz to being an all-star next year. Mikal Bridges' season averaged 17.6 points per game, 3.2 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and shot 50% from the field. When you look at Mikal Bridges' game when he was with the Brooklyn Nets at the trade deadline when they traded for Kevin Durant, you can see his game shift to a whole different level that fans that were not a fan of him at the time didn't know that he could get to. He was shooting, knocking down more shots, being more consistent, looked like a whole new player. It looked like the Nets won the trade more than the Phoenix Suns. He's a top 5 two-way wing in the game right now. But now that he's not with the Brooklyn Nets and he did get traded over to the New York Knicks with his boy Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart, and even though Dante DiVincenzo did have to get shipped off for Cat, I feel like, well, I don't even have to feel it. And we already saw what they did. They did pretty good. He was a little bit shaky in the beginning of the season. Everybody was shaking about him changing up his jump shot. It looked a little bit weird, and a lot of people didn't think he would be shooting the way he should be shooting. But in the beginning of the season, he did look a little bit shaky, but then he ended up shutting those up a little bit during the end of the season, and he showed pretty good pretty good stats, pretty good potential, and I really think he has a big, chance of being an all-star next season. Well, this wraps up this video for today. Thank y'all for the people that watched the whole full video, and for the people that also popped in to the video. I really appreciate it. If you guys can, drop people a like and a subscribe on the road to 200 followers. And I hope y'all enjoy your day, night, wherever you are, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.